This is a video to show you how to make a graph and to study relationships in Google Sheets. And what you want to do to begin with is you want to log into your Google account and then go to OneDrive and open up Google Sheets. Now, I have some data here. I got my volume and my distance. And what this will do is it will put the first column on your x-axis, so that'd be your independent variable, and the second column on your y-axis, so that's your dependent. So the way I have this set up, it's like I chose these volume levels and I measured where the distance, the distance where they would be at. Something else you can do, you can come up here and you can click where it says Untitled Spreadsheet. You can give it a title. So I'll call this Sound Relationship. Press Enter and that just gives it a name. All right, what you want to do now is you want to highlight the data, come up to Insert, and click Chart. And we have several options here. We want to do the bottom left one, Scatter Plot, and click Insert. So here we have our graph. We want to make this a little bit bigger. And we can see that we have our distance on the y-axis, so that's our dependent variable, and our volume on the x-axis, so that's our independent variable. And we can see that it's definitely not a linear relationship. But we need to figure out what kind of relationship this is. So in the top right corner of your graph, you'll see a little drop-down menu. We want to click Advanced Edit. And we get some options here coming up. You can change the title, you can change font levels, everything else you want to do. But we're going to come all the way down to the bottom where it says trend line. Now right now there's no trend line, so we're going to add one. Let's add a linear trend line. So we can see this up here. We get some more options. I'm going to click the Show R-squared value. Now the R-squared value, the closer you get this to 1, the better your trend line matches your data. So we can see 0.912, that's not very close to 1, and we can just see how this line does not fit the data. If you hover over the line, it'll give you an equation. So let's try a little different. Let's try an exponential. So 0.987, it's getting better. But I can still see some data points that aren't quite on this. So let's try a polynomial. 0.97. This it's not quite as good as the exponential, but I'm going to go with this because I know where the story is leading. I know what kind of relationship it should be, but take a look at this. We can see our equation. I'm going to come up here under Custom. I'm going to say label, use the equation as a label, and let's click Update. All right, and if I make this chart a little bit bigger, we have our equation, our R-squared value, and all that. Okay, now another way to test this, looking at this, since it's x, x squared, and since this is kind of like a frowny face almost, I would say that this is an inverse square law. So to check that out, what I can do is I can make a second chart. So I got my volume in terms of decibels. Now this time I'm going to do 1 divided by the distance squared. And let's plot this. Let's see what this looks like. So I've got my volume data. I'm going to copy and paste that over. This, I'm going to say this equals, so I can put it in a formula, 1 divided by, and then I want my distance, and then use the caret key to square that. Close your parentheses. This first one's undefined because I'm trying to do 1 divided by 0. That's okay. The rest of the data should be fine. There we go. All right, now, like before, we're going to highlight the data. We're going to go up to Insert, and we're going to chart this. And once again, we want to scatter plot. So that's the first one up here. Let's go and insert this one. And here, this data looks really linear. This is really telling me that I chose the correct relationship, an inverse square law. So let's go up here to Advanced Edit just to check some things out. Let's go down to trend line. Let's try our linear trend line. And let's display or show the r squared value. R squared equals 1. Doesn't get any better than that. And we can go and put our equation on here. So this is the second step that I'm doing here. Is just a way to check to see if it truly is an inverse square law. Because if it is, if I square the distances, 1 divided by the distance squared, and plot the data, it should end up with a linear relationship. All right, this concludes our video on how to use Google Sheets to check relationships.